Do you remember Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood? It was aired between 1968 and 2001, and I used to watch it as a child. It was a PBS show primarily for young children, but it was suitable for the whole family. It was educational and featured Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers, who hosted the show and talked directly to the children through the screen. His opening theme was "Won't You Be My Neighbor," which I think is so sweet and a great example to set for children. He was a good man who taught children about the world, how to be good people, and how to be polite. I just love etiquette. It was a perfect addition to the lessons taught by parents. It was an example of how television could have a positive influence on children. And there's a video of Mr. Rogers giving a testimony in the 1960s about the importance of publicly funded children's shows. I think it's really moving, and I'd like to share a little of that testimony with you today.
And I feel that if we in public television can only make it clear that feelings are mentionable and manageable, we will have done a great service for mental health. Could I tell you the words of one of the songs which I feel is very important?
Yes.
This has to do with that good feeling of control, which I feel that children need to know is there. What do you do with the mad that you feel? When you feel so mad you could bite. It's great to be able to stop when you've planned a thing that's wrong and be able to do something else instead and think this song. I can stop when I want to, can stop when I wish, can stop, anytime. And what a good feeling to feel like this. And know that the feeling is really mine. Know that there's something deep inside that helps us become what we can. For a girl can be someday a lady, and a boy can be someday a man.
I think it's wonderful.
The video went hugely viral, and you can see why. I mean, it made me really emotional to watch it. He testified how these shows can be educational and help shape the mental health of children. They were positive, interesting, friendly, and set a good example. And he won people over. It was worthwhile and valuable, and something, unfortunately, we don't see today. I can understand the backlash against public funding of shows these days when we look at the kinds of shows being put out now.
Maybe she'll share a video of a dog or download recipes from a food blog. Most importantly, she has empathy and doesn't feel like she has to be mean.
Whoa! She sounds content. Is everyone like this on the internet?
No, meet Kevin. He used to be nice, but then he became disenfranchised. His life hasn't turned out as he planned, so he spends all his time posting on 4chan. He frequently visits alt-right memes and thinks feminism is what ruined his dream.
I mean, they are going against mental health with these kinds of things, not for it. Another example is Sesame Street, a classic show, a legendary show that has been entertaining children for generations. It's meant to be educational and fun, but these days it's pushing far-left propaganda and poisoning the minds of children. Ben Shapiro did a fantastic expose of this. He interviewed hundreds of industry insiders of some of the most popular shows in Hollywood, including kids shows, and found top executives who admitted the left-wing bias. This was all part of his book, Primetime Propaganda, and in it, he talks to one of the founding executives of Sesame Street, Mike Dan. Dan explained how the show had Grover breaking bread with hippies and Oscar attempting to address conflict arising from racial and ethnic diversity. Elmo, the famous red character, has been used to plug Michelle Obama's child nutrition legislation and complain about Trump's budget cuts. This is political children's television, and it's wrong. PBS isn't shy about its political bias. They might deny it, but it's on display for everyone to see. National Review discussed this when they reported on a conference called The Reality of 2018 and Hope for 2020, which was organized by Lawyers for Good Government, an organization that explicitly states they are determined to challenge and resist the Trump administration's anticipated abuses of power and attacks on human rights. Anticipated. At the conference, PBS Vice President spoke at a session called Communication Strategy in the Era of Fake News, in which he advised the liberal audience how to organize their communication in a way that benefits their own political bias. This is blatant and it's serious. This is how they change the world. They do it slowly, and they use our children against us. Long gone are the days of quality programming for children. The Mr. Rogers of the world are gone, and in its place we have political SpongeBob SquarePants and Big Bird. Television can no longer be used as a positive influence for children. If you don't want your children learning about how evil our president allegedly is, or to be exposed to twerking in sparkly underpants, then don't let them watch television. We are risking the mental health of our children, and I think it's time to get back to basics. If you want to see more from me and the rest of the Rebel team, like and subscribe.